I think the overriding is weirdly a bit of frustration. I thought we let them off the hook first half. I thought we should have been 3, 4, 5 even, and then we knew what was coming, and that was the disappointment. We knew what was coming and we didn't deal with it, but almost relief at the end of it that we've got ourselves out of jail. But it was a strange game. I thought we moved the ball, they couldn't get near us first half. I thought with the way we got in every which way possible, got some great positions, just couldn't finish them off, and it could have been 4-0 like I said. And the second half's a completely different game, but there was a little bit of character shown. Quite easy to lose those games when it goes to 2-2 because you think, oh, it's not our day. So that I was pleased with that aspect of it. It's 12 months since I've come in now, and it's last time we played Stevenage, they looked a much better team than us. So they have got injuries, granted, but we've got a few ourselves.
Over the 90 minutes, including the second half, you created an awful lot of chances.
Yeah, that was the pleasing thing. It was almost. I don't think this was in the players' mind, but it was almost too easy. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it was almost like, oh, never mind, we'll get another chance in a minute. And so now, be ruthless, kill them off, because they're important. Both centre forwards could have walked off with hat-tricks today. But it's just that final ball, just a little bit late. No, it wasn't lazy. It's just like a daisical. It's never mind, we'll get another one. And we want to do anything this year. We need to kill teams off better than that.
Were you disappointed in the manner of the 2 goals?
Yeah, Scott's not really had a save to make. I don't think it's obviously it deflected, and the ball came in our box too easily. Second half, didn't stop crosses well enough. People didn't go tight. The second goal came from centre halves not going tight. The lads had a free header. I think there's 1 against 3 for the first goal, so that's disappointing. But you'd always take 3 points any which way you can get them. So I'd rather be stood here saying I'm a bit disappointed winning the game than I thought we were fantastic and we've lost.
And 4 more goals at home. The goals are coming very easily at home at the moment.
Yeah, which just makes the point it's a psychology thing. It's nothing to do with the players when they talk about the away form. We've not scored a goal for God knows how long. It's a mentality, it's a mindset, which is something we are trying to address, believe it or not. And hopefully we can go again next week. And because it is disappointing when you win and you want to get on a run, but we let us shoot ourselves in the foot constantly at the minute away from home.
You very deliberately play with wing-backs, and we saw long scoring now in the first 7 games of the season. Both wing-backs have scored. Yeah,
there's goals from everywhere. I thought Gav took his goal really well. Alex took his goal well again. It was almost a carbon copy of what it was. I don't know whether he looked offside from where I was, but ultimately it didn't really matter because it was so deep into the game. But pleasing that the thing I was pleased with, we moved the ball. So last week we were talking and we didn't move the ball and we didn't fan out, and we're brave at home. We need to get that courage away from home.
Obviously you've been away from the club for a few seasons, but this is by some way Cheltenham Town's best start for a number of years. But what do you put that down to?
Hard work. Nothing else than hard work. It was the same when we couldn't win a game. One thing that I can guarantee supporters is that the players will work hard, and it doesn't guarantee your results clearly the first 10 games, but there was the same amount of work getting done. There'll be no coming off it, and we'll finish where we obviously we'll finish where we finish. We'll finish where we deserve to finish. But I've just told the players there, if you do want to do anything this year, you need to have that killer instinct, that little bit more of a streak inside the team, individuals. Whether it's during the week, in training, where someone might skip a lunch after training when you need to get on at people constantly. That's the culture. So ultimately, I think it is hard work, and we've got some half decent players as well. So it's getting them to believe that they're as good as what the staff think they are.
And you're doing it with a squad because arguably there's some people who could be very significant players for you this season are not available to you for a variety of reasons.
Well, the one thing we told the players, particularly at the start of the season, was everyone here is here because we want them here. So I don't mean that in a bad way, but you walk in and there's it doesn't matter what manager at what club, there's always going to be people that don't really fancy your eye, take your eye, not quite sure where they fit into your system. And one thing we've told the players that they're all here for a reason now. So the players we brought in, and like you said, the performances at home have been excellent. With, you could say, Ruben, Boiler, Rowan, would be nail on starters. We've got a midfield 3 today that didn't play. with Ince, Jake Doyle-Hayes and Sheafy, and a very good 3. So it is important. You can't get away with 11 players anymore. The game's come too thick, too fast. The game's too quick. So it is important that the players, and that goes back to hard work, because it's an understanding. It's not just the 11 that are playing, because when someone comes in, they need to know their role and responsibilities. So it's great when it's going well. But this time last week I was spewing because we shot ourselves in the foot. So it's just getting the players to understand how we want them to play.
A couple of times in this interview you said if we want to do anything this season, it's clearly very, very early stages, but you've seen your side now for 7, 8, 9 games in all competitions. What's your view on what the potential of the team is?
I think we can compete. I think that's clear. I think the Swindon game was a good barometer for that. I think they've gone and won 3-1 away from home today. I think they'll get promoted, and we showed that we can compete with the better teams. Whether we're good enough to finish anyway in and around it, too early to say. Because like I said, next week, the way the pattern's going at the minute, next week we'll go away and get beaten and all be doom and gloom again. So we need to string better performances together, which hopefully, and you never know what it might take you. I've been in teams that have been promoted that have been fancied for relegation. I've been in teams that have been expected to go up. But I think it's important that we always have that underdog mentality. We are a small club, whether supporters like it or not. It is little Cheltenham town, and that's how we're perceived. No, that's how we're perceived from the outside, but we're not interested in noise from the outside. It's about in the dressing room, in the group. That's what we're interested in. And hopefully, let's just keep giving the players belief, and hopefully they'll pick it up and run with it. And you never know where you go.
And for the home fans, another very entertaining game to watch.
Well, the one thing you are guaranteed at the minute is goals. I think we've scored. Was that 12 in four games? So, like I said, it's gone back to the point. It's nothing to do with home and away. It's mentality. So, but I think that hopefully the supporters appreciate. We are trying to play football. It was a bit scrappy today, and things didn't quite work out as we wanted. But we are trying to play whatever's perceived to be the right way. I'm only interested in winning games. But for the level, the pitch helps. The pitch is magnificent, and hopefully they come. And it's. I've watched a lot of League 2 football, and it is pretty attritional at times. But I think the supporters do come and see a brand, and ultimately they've been watching lots of wins, which is always the most important thing.
And lots of goals. As a manager, you take a win quite clearly, but would you rather win 2-0 or 1-4-2?
2-0. You're asking a centre half. I'd rather win 1-0 every week. The perfect score for me is always 2-0, your 2 centre forwards score. I think most managers would tell you that's the best score. But any which way they come, I'm sure the supporters will really enjoy a 4-2, and I'm sure I will tonight. Other than that, like I said, it was a weird emotions today, sort of frustration, but then relief at the end. So it's a pleasing day.
Final question. Obviously, there are a number of players unavailable to you. Any chance that any of them will be back, apart from Jake Doyle-Hayes, obviously on international duty? They'll be back for you next Saturday.
I think Boylo, Sheafy's the closest. I think Boylo's on the grass. Ince's not. Again, it's a couple of weaker, which we seem to be getting quite a few of, and I think Ruben ran today as well, which is a positive. So that's a good sign that he's up to running full body weight as well. So that is a positive in the background. We've got we're scoring these goals, and we've still got him to come in and affect it.